Hello, I'm Marcus V. Calvert, and welcome to Tales Unlimited. Today's Batchery prompt is number 69. You're so dangerous that your future reformed self travels back in time to kill you. Okay, this has to be comic book stuff, right? I mean, I guess you could go anime, but this would take too long. I have to build up the world. So let's just say comic book villain who is a psychic uh, decides to take over the world. Brilliant psychic, uh, takes over the minds of experts and says, okay, you all work for me. Help me figure out how to take over the minds of billions at once. And they built this ring of satellites, launches them, uh, amplifies his mental powers. He has an implant in his head. Boogity, boogity, boogity. A few years later, he can literally say, you all are mine, mine, mine. And it goes across the world, across the satellites, and 99.99999% of all humans obey him. Yes, you have the occasional rebel, someone tries to assassinate, but the people who can resist, most of them are mental patients, or they have a mental deficiency that it gives them an edge, but not enough of an edge to stop you. So you basically take away the troubleshooters, and then you basically rule the world in peace. It's a utopia. Here's the problem. At about the 5-year mark, you see symptoms of madness. And the madness is degenerative. And you think, okay, it's an outlier, 1 or 2 or 3, typical madness that happens to people. I mean, you stop wars and stuff. It's a small price to pay. 10 years roll along, and more than half the population's mad, and the other half is on the way. And you're like, okay, you're not mad anymore. Doesn't work. You try to find a treatment, a cure. Nothing works. You create an AI, and the AI is basically saying your power. You find a cause at least, that basically you're responsible. Whenever you went to sleep, your dreams, your nightmares, your your negativity projected outward and basically infected them with madness. It's incurable, and children born under your reign are actually going crazier faster, and it's degenerative, and it results in suicide. You're telling them, okay, don't kill yourselves, and it's not working. It's the one command that anyone can refuse. It's like they all just want to so stubbornly be free of you. They're willing to kill themselves, and that's how they see themselves, as breaking free of resisting you. And you're killing the world, and population is dropping off, and you figure sooner or later you're going to be alone in this world, and it fills you with such guilt and self-loathing that you go into a vault of old ideas, of old schematics, of supervillains you've slain or driven mad in this new world of yours, and you find something for a time portal, and you put it together, and you set coordinates for the past, knowing full well you'll never talk yourself out of it. So you literally create a temporal portal to yourself sleeping, and your old self's asleep. The portal opens up in your old self's bedroom. He opens his eyes. What? Die. And you close the portal, and reality just blinks out. The end. It could be that simple, I suppose. Um, so just the conflict of the story, just watching him try to save his empire and fail at every turn. Will this work? Will that work? Will this work? Is someone doing this to me? Is it aliens? To find out the cause the whole time was sleep. That if he had turned off if he had let them loose at whenever he slept, and then retook over the world and let it go, took over the world and let it go, took over the world and let it go, he could have ruled it for the rest of his life. That was what the AI tells him was his fatal mistake. Instead, he kills everybody, including like his queen, his children, everybody he loves, dead. So he does this. But okay, let's say you're a more hands-on supervillain, someone with wild power to let you rampage, makes you a bear to stop in a fight. You can take out whole hero teams by yourself. And in your 20s, that's what you did. 20s and 30s, they call it the reign of terror. And as you got older, you find God, someone maybe forgives you and loves you, and you realize life's a better place, and then you settle in, you settle down, and then the children of some of your victims come along and kill your wife and kids, and you get revenge. But dadgummit, you just see that everything you touch turns to ash. So You find somebody with time powers and you say, look, send me back or I'll kill you. And you go back in time, half drunk, and you just try to kill your younger self. And I don't know who wins. Because your older self is older, drunk, maybe a bit more powerful with age, but the younger self is at peak game. It could go either way. Another option is someone catches you after your, no, in the midst of your reign of terror. You're eventually caught, put in stasis, locked away for like a dozen life sentences. You'll never see the light of day. You'll never see your freedom again. Someone gets this groovy idea of killing you, that maybe your reign of terror might have killed the world because you killed some of the best superheroes in the world. And they come up with a twisted idea, add a little spice on it. Not only are you going to go back in time and kill yourself, but you're not going to do it directly. You're going to do it indirectly. And you basically, when you escape, quote unquote, from your temporal cell, you make it to a time machine and you jump back in time. And you warn yourself that you're riding high. You actually are going to take over the world in 10 years, and these 20 bastards basically conspire against you. They kill the woman you love. They kill your children in front of you. And your younger self, like, what? We're going to get them. You and I, we're going to get revenge. Here, take this. What is it? It's an inoculant. They're going to use this against you as poison. Okay, fine. And what he does is he doses a younger self with poison. And he doses himself. Like, come on, let's go. Let's kill these bastards. And it'll basically kill them both inside of a month. So inside of a month, they go after the 20 worst villains on the planet. How many do they get? Doesn't matter. But this, actually, it does. They kill off the worst 20 villains on Earth. History-changing bastards. Kill them all. And in doing so, they make the future better. And they both fall over dead. All of these are twisted little stories that could go sideways in so many different ways. How would you write it? I'm Marcus V. Calvert. This is Tales Unlimited. Please check out talesunlimited.net. That's where the podcasts are. 2 of them. There is the Batchery Daily Prompt and a Disturbing Thought of the Day. Also, there are book links in the website that'll lead you straight to Amazon. Print books and ebooks are available. There is the Batchery series. In each book, there are 200 prompts and a little wisdom on how to get started as a novelist. Why do this? Because if you're a novelist, if you're an aspiring novelist and you don't have a system, you might waste years of your life trying to write a book. Now, there are many ways to write that first novel. I just recommend this one because it's what I used. Basically, if you do it this way, go all the way through, you will be able to sell books while you're working on your first novel. Start your business, and build your fan base. That is twisted in its own right, but it's also something there for storytellers of every stripe, from GMs, short story authors, game designers, screenwriters, comic book writers, even veteran novelists. You can take one of these 200 unusual writing prompts and write a 5-book series off it. I mean, it's not about, hey, I don't need help writing a novel. I just might need a groovy, strange idea that I can mold my way and run away with. Cool. Check out Batchery. Now, there's also anthologies, 2 of them. Think New School Twilight Zone, 25 stories to a book. The themes are on heroics about unlikely heroes saving the day, something like you're a psychic spy and you have a very unique power that lets you do anti-terrorist work very well. You fall in love, you're supposed to kill this girl, you let her go, and ultimately you're responsible for 9/11. You end up having to hide, and you're given a chance of redemption, but you have to now do something even worse. You have to kill another innocent person. Now, actually, I'm sorry, the first girl was not innocent, but this one is. And millions of lives are at stake. Are you willing to do it? Unlikely heroes. And then there's the Book of Schemes, all types of schemes, twisted schemes, diabolical schemes. Well, you have an assassin who's a Gorgon. Most Gorgons, they're assassins. And this one's been hired by a mutilated rich guy, and the rich guy's like, I need you to kill this guy. This guy, he took out my eyes. I want you to kill him. He left me for dead. He bled me out. I want you to kill this guy. And he gives you an odd little warning. He's like, by the way, be careful. He's a Gorgon. Well, there's a rule amongst Gorgons. Gorgons can never kill Gorgons because there's so few of them left. So now you have to kill your client. And that's where things get twisted. Stuff like that. And then there is the I Villain series. Think Sin City with superpowers. This is a gentleman named Benjamin Clyde, gentleman fixer, dude in a suit. Pay him enough money and he will solve your problems. Everyone goes to him, good, bad, evil, demonic, holy. They all go to him. And one evening, he annoys people worse than him. They take his money, they take his business, they take his right to be a criminal, and to put salt in the wound, last little FU, they force him to fight crime on the streets of the superhuman crime capital of the world. If he leaves town, he dies. If he takes a night off, he dies. If anyone helps him, they die. His life expectancy is shorter than that of a carton of milk, like in terms of freshness code, right? Well, he doesn't just survive, he thrives. He doesn't just thrive, but he saves the world. And in a time when heroes are almost extinct, he takes over the world-saving game, because bad guys, when they decide to destroy the world or take it over, they tend to do it with billions of dollars of resources that he figures are better served in his bank account. So he kills them and takes whatever's not on fire. I'm Marcus V. Calvert. This is Tales Unlimited. Until tomorrow.